We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on our home team. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
60 by 6, 60 by 70, 70, go!
Now the Michigan man, Khalil Mullins. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
2nd and 9.
Here we go, set! 70 line! Let go!
Now Ward. That's complete to Slayton. So the completion good for 7 there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
3rd play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
19 tight, 18, 5 here. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
They go play action with Ward. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. The Waitman now to punt as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That one taken in by Corley. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. So you look at this defense. They were quite formidable in the win over the Eagles a week ago.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone and also from kicking one through the post. Well done.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the 1st.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle, complete. It's Jacobs. That's good for a gain of 6. And it's second down.
Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball is moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
They're going to look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have... The Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Ready, break. 18 Cardinal, 18. Ready.
They get this out left. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Cowboys get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Come on, come on.
And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
60 Eagles. Pressure on Eagles.
On the ground, Mullins.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
This now a 3rd and 4.
60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats.
They go play action with Ward. Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Now Ward on 4th down. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Deputy! Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
It looks like they'll move things around here.
Viking 18.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of 1st downs, and here a loss of yardage. At the 5-yard line. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Here we go, here we go. Crack all 80. 70 Timberwolf.
Now they'll empty out the backfield. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Then he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that will lead to a 3rd and goal.
Panther 11. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Ready.
Back to throw. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Sanders' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. At their own 19-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Come on, come on.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Ward. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
19 targets, 19 targets.
Off the play fake, Ward. He'll get this complete to the rookie first-round pick. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And this may be the one to build on right here. It's the second quarter. They've got nothing on the scoreboard as of yet. They need to put something together, and this is a good start as they get the completion there for good yardage and a first down.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. Panther 60, Panther 60. Alert, push. Take go.
On play action, Ward. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes our score 17-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30. Yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Hurt, hurt. Right there, hurt. Go.
To throw, here's Ward. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Bronco, hurt. Check, hurt. Ready, right?
Here's Ward. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Chase Young in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Here is 3rd and quite a ways.
Come on. Set.
To throw is Ward. Catch made by Slayton. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
On fourth down, Corliss Waitman on to punt. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play here for Dallas. 52 yards.
He's already got one touchdown in this first half already. That very nearly was a second. Defensively, they're going to have to figure something out because he's been able to outrun the defenders early and often so far.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And a stop made by Cam Taylor-Britt. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now a second and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Call it a gain of 5. Fourth down now. Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. Sanders' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So this lead, Charles, is continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue. But all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
Guys take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
On the jump.
2nd and 5.
70
Ward. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Reggie Gilliam from 21 yards away. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. Lutz good on the extra point. And that cuts this lead down to 13.
Our home team, 7. Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. Snap comes in 1. Garoppolo. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. On the ground, Jacobs will get the third quarter started. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Garoppolo. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. All told, it's a loss of 8 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That's an Excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Cole now on to punt, and he sends this one away.
Fielded at about the 28.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And they will take over first and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half is theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
At their 48-yard line.
Cougar 19.
Play action now. Ward. A short one here, caught by McBride.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Now it's Mullins.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
15 yards on the play, first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Cougar 19. 70 Lions. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Throwing is Ward. Left side, he's got Robinson.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Out of bounds at the 26-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Here's a second and 5.
Here we go. Here we go. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Bronco 80. Let's go, back.
Throwing now, Ward. Now he'll tuck this and run. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Panther 60, Cowboy 80. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Now Ward.
Hard throw, incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
For the field goal, a 43-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Same target. It's Jacobs again. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Garoppolo changing the play. Here's Garoppolo tossing quickly out wide. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. A few moving pieces on that play, because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game. Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
19 right. 60 bicycle.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jacobs. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Now Gordon on first down. He's got it to the 43 here.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd and 6. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he will have a Cowboys first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Cowboys with a football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the fourth. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it'll be second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the 28-yard line.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there. 28 yards. And the Cowboys are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. 60 Eagles. 18 Cardinal. 18.
From the gun, he'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. And, Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And, Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
19, Tiger, 19, go.
Looking to throw. Moore. And he'll find the open man. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Cup 19, Cup 19.
They go play action with Ward. A short one here, caught by McBride. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Play action. It's Ward. Goes right back to McBride. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Here we go. Here we go.
They go play action with Ward.
Going left side, it's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 8. They fake the handoff. Now Ward.
And he's got it. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
It's a gain of 20.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Get it. 7, go.
Now this time he'll look to throw.
And this one incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal.
Cougar 19. Ready.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Rondale Robinson. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit.
So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin at the 35-yard line.
First and 10. And they're on the 35-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. So there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
now 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo.
Tucker hauls it in over the middle.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It's a gain of 11.
First target, first catch, and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Garoppolo now. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The Cowboys on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Five points of contact necessary at this stage as he'll run on first down.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Here's Tucker, complete on the right side. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That first down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee.
But Charles, you